still the right carry that you're looking for the side of EHUG?
I feel like they potentially could have picked something else, but they were running out of time, so may as well just pick him something that he's comfortable with, that they know he's gonna do all right. But like you were saying, that with the Abaddon pick, he's already good against the Viper, the Skywrath, and the Sand King, and now you have another single target hero.
Yeah.
So you kind of just want to shield the guy that PA jumps on and Viper strikes, and they need to be careful with their single target here because they could just waste it all.
Now, let's talk about, since we're not going to be seeing too much early action here, nobody's doing an invasion or anything silly like that, let's talk a little bit about Phantom Lancer and where you personally see him, because Blitz and I had a nice conversation about him earlier, and basically we both felt that he was very much more of a mid-game hero than the late-game presence that he used to be, and I personally was looking at him and going, I don't think, I like the way EG are running him here, because I think you need a fallback carry if you're running a Phantom Lancer, because I just don't think he does enough past 35 minutes. He's a really good like mid-game brawler, and he can be strong past 35 minutes, but I kind of feel like you need another damage carry to back you up in that mid. Yeah,
totally agreed. I would put him in the same kind of area as Viper in terms of like carry potential. Like, he's certainly not a pushover late game, but he's more of like a mid-game dominator now. Just as soon as you get up the Diffusal Blade, maybe a casual Vitality booster or like some tanky item, you just start fighting and you start pushing, and he does so much damage, but it falls off, like you said, just because he's not the Illusion Naga split pusher like he was before. So really nice to have the Shadow Fiend to fall back on here.
So our lanes are going to be the off-lane Batrider facing up against the Lion and Phantom Lancer. That's going to be where primary most of the damage is coming from. Baden, one of the big downsides of him is he can be quite the amazing hero, but he very much does not have a whole lot of laning presence. So he's not going to be a real big threat to the Batrider, but again, the Lion, Phantom Lancers, enough offensive action by themselves. Infinity is going to be playing the Viper mid up against Sumail's SF, a signature hero of his to be sure. So this is definitely a lane that Infinity needs to try and take control of nice and early to make sure that Sumail doesn't kind of spiral out of control. How would you say Viper does versus SF?
I think SF is a good counter to Viper. If you usually you see when you have the Shadow Fiend picked against Viper, usually a support will sit mid and help get the first few last hits because that's all he needs, and then he can start dominating Viper. But as you can see here, that nobody helped him with the early game, so Viper is just putting on the pressure right now, and it could turn out poorly for Sumail.
Yeah, you could see Infinity like really pressuring him by grabbing the early tangos.
Yeah, he absolutely knows this what has to be done here. But,
yeah.
I'll be pretty close to even dropping there, man.
Yeah, and honestly, this is a bad scenario to be in when you only have the salve to back yourself up on, because obviously Viper, one of his big attractions, he does more damage as you get lower, right? So the best thing for you usually is to keep yourself nice and healthy with constant tangos, but he was given 2 shared tangos, and that second tango isn't even off cooldown yet, so he takes a ton of damage from those last couple of right clicks. He's already been forced to using his salve. He may have to bring himself regen nice and early, unless his support's going to come in the lane and babysit him now. He either needs to bring himself regen, which then delays the bottle.
Yeah, that's honestly, it's pretty unfortunate because, like you said, it delays the bottle, and that's when you can start pushing out the waves and just running into the jungle, taking the creep camps. So the longer it takes to get to that bottle, the longer it takes for him to get online, and they want it to be big because we see with the Viper and the Batrider blink, Sand King blink, as soon as they get those blinks up, they're probably going to start pushing, even with Yawar. They might even just, Yawar might group up with them, they'll just start doing pushes. So he's going to need to pick up his Yule Scepter as early as possible, and delaying that by any way possible is definitely really good for EHUG here.
Now let's talk about our 2 offlaners here. Universe, he's dealing with a lane that is a little bit deadly. Skywrath Mage, a lot of harassment there, and Phantom Assassin is one of those carries that actually can get into the fight just due to her long range from both Dagger and Phantom Strike, but it's not terribly threatening. He should be able to make it work, so I don't think there's really anything we need to talk about for Universe. But what about MJW here? Does he abandon his offlane, or do you think he should just try and make it work, especially if it looks like Aoi may actually be rotating out of lane, maybe going middle?
Yeah, this is such a rough lane for him because he is playing against like PPD and Aoi, so those are supports who they know how to make use of the jungle. Aoi's the greediest guy on planet Earth, so he can definitely make use of the jungle stacking for Sumail, and PPD, he's not going to mess up these pulls. Like, this guy, he's, you know, played support at a top tier level for so long, he's just not going to mess up these pulls. So Batrider's going to sit here and get nothing, because if he tries to step in the lane, Phantom Lancer throws a lance, Lion can come hex him, and then it's not like he can just sit there passively, because PPD is not going to mess up the pulls. So I think he has to bail.
Which is unfortunate because, again, as you said, Evil Geniuses, these two supports, really know how to make use of the jungle, in which case, if they don't have to deal with an offlaner, they obviously have free reign just to pull as much as they want to and be as greedy as their heart's content.
Yep, so it does look like he's bailing, and one also downside to this is of course, the Sand King now is going to get less farm. So this is kind of the definition of being thrown to the wolves for MJW here.
Yeah. Universe is going to be jumped on here. He's going to try and get the cogs. Yawar is trapped inside with him. Ryuza trying to go for the body blocks and right clicks at the same time. Universe gets quite low, and with the dagger, they will get him, slowing him down. And Ryuza is actually the one who gets the last hit there, so he can get himself early boots to start with. And ooh, look at that. They even have a regen.
Oh, how convenient.
Yep, that is perfect. Especially for, I think probably Skyrim Mage is one of the best supports to make use of a regen.
Yeah, God, yeah.
You always sound like this gigantic mana pool that you spam out on the offlaner over and over and over again.
Yeah, I think he just presses concussive shot right here, and then oh well, you know what? Actually, I think Universe will just break it with a rocket flare, so maybe that's not the best idea. Come to think of it. So, Pause is coming out here. Oh, they're just lagging. Maybe your Beast is coming in.
Yeah, maybe. It's always a possibility. So, Viper, what about him? How does he really pressure the SF when it comes to items? Do you like try and go for the upgraded treads as soon as possible? Do you try and get the wand to deal with the fact that he's going to be spamming out souls, those raises a lot, and try and take advantage of that little bit extra sustain?
Probably go just for the treads, maybe a kill here, and I think his skill build is exactly what it needs to be. He might actually kill him here.
Oh yeah, Sumail's dropping low. Infinity's gonna make the dive here, and one last right click. He'll get him and easily survive. Sumail underestimating the damage of the all-offensive Viper, as you were pointing out. The 2-2-0 build. Infinity knows he has to really pressure the SF as much as possible, and no levels of corrosive skin is exactly how you're gonna do that.
Infinity is a dirty Viper picker. He knows how to play this hero better than so many people. Like he will always have the skill build for a specific matchup. So not the player exactly you want to underestimate here in terms of like, oh, there's no way he went for this build. He will go for the build that's good for dominating the lane, whichever lane it is, because he's a lot of experience with this hero, and Brazier too. He's one of those players. So.
Yeah, you can see even now, like, it seems like he's going to go maxed out poison attack first. And he's definitely on a very squishy hero like SF. He's feeling every single one of those poison hits. So, and now brings himself the bottle, so he's got some extra sustain to be able to pressure Sumail even more. Dodging the raises pretty well too. He's always backing up at the right time. That last raise didn't clip him because of his fast reactions.
Oh, and he went for the bottle too, so that's pretty nice. He needed the regen at the time, and he doesn't want to leave the lane, like we keep saying. Like, he needs to put pressure. So it's nice that oh, he's just gonna go for it.
Oh, haste, and no, actually that raise doesn't clip him, but Infinity still takes a couple of right clicks and will just back himself up. Maybe if he had level 6, he'd consider going for that, but
my goodness. Look at these wards out from EG. They really want to give Sumail a good time.
Yeah, they do. Meanwhile, MJW teleported out to the top lane at the perfect time. Flame break on the creeps just ahead of the attempted go from Evil Geniuses, and MJW will actually clean up a good amount of experience out of that push, while also making sure the tower doesn't take too much damage. There's still a siege creep there, but he'll probably make sure the tower doesn't actually die in this one go.
Sumail is just owning Infinity here with these raises. He's like triple raising him every single time he walks into the creep wave. So that's exactly what he needs to do in order to start protecting himself in this lane. It looks like Viper's actually just heading back to Fountain. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go back to Fountain, heal up, and then reset. But that gives Sumail so much free time right now to just get up his souls. He's at 25 now, so he's hitting for plus 55 damage, plus 50 something damage. So
yeah, plus 57. Pretty rough. Infinity comes in, already throwing out the ultimate. He knows he has to deal with the raises and play this a little bit safe. He can go for the dive, but it's going to be right into a bat, who will be able to get off the Aphotic Shield onto Sumail in time. So Infinity does back up, but he draws both the ire of the two supports of Evil Geniuses. PPD already helping Sumail, and Aoi is actually going to be sitting behind him, but probably not for long. I think they just gave Sumail enough. Now that Infinity no longer has Viper Strike, he'll be fine for the time being.
That takes a lot of self-resistance. I don't know, some word, self-awareness or whatever.
A lot of discipline there to not dive
that's,
to kill.
That's the word. Yeah. Because you're sitting there, you're like, I need to pressure this guy. I need to pressure this guy, and you get him one auto attack away from dying, but you have to dive into an Abaddon. 99% of players do that because you want it so bad.
Yeah.
But he didn't, and you know what? The line was sitting behind, so he probably would have died. So it was a really good call from him. Lots of discipline.
Yeah, really good. Again, Infinity just keeps on backing up at the right time there. Aoi trying to go for a stun or something. Infinity backs up again. And now we have Ryuza coming in. He's throwing out a concussive shot. Not really sure what that was for entirely, but this is exactly how the SF becomes a serious danger past level 5, is that you just start spamming out the wave real quickly, you go back, you farm up the jungle, and all of a sudden, Sumail's actually going to be ahead of the Viper.
Universe did something kind of cheeky there. He threw a rocket in this area because he knew the Batrider was jungling. And how many times have you seen a Batrider in that area while he's doing these camps get to like 10% HP? And he has max rocket flare, so he's just looking for maybe like a free kill there, like one of those, you know, you may as well do it type plays. But that's actually pretty interesting that he goes for that. He just knows Bat's off the map. He could be here farming this at low health, not expecting a level 3 rocket flare to hit him. So pretty funny.
As we were saying earlier, we were talking about how it's going to be either a slow down Blink Dagger for one or the other, or one a lot more. MJW, hold up, they're going to try and go on PPD. He still has, oh no, actually got silence up. Maybe they can kill him before the Aphotic Shield, just barely. As they were able to run him over the fire as the animation was going off for Aphotic Shield, and PPD will die. Really good rotation there from Ryuza, as PPD just barely unable to get off that Aphotic Shield twice in a row. First the silence and then the death.
Yeah, that Ryuza with these rotations, he's proven himself to be a really excellent position 5. Does, you know, kind of does everything support while Tralf gets up his farm. Tralf almost does have his Blink Dagger, which is nice, but Ryuza, like, making use of this, just moving around the map, he's honestly very annoying to be playing against for EG here. Yeah. PPD probably just thought, oh, this idiot can't go on me, there's no way, like, he's a Batrider, I'm Abaddon. And then Ryuza comes in with the silence.
I love this. Ryuza coming in and blocking on both the hard camp as well as the medium camp.
And he just TPs.
TPs away.
Oh man, that is some selflessness right there.
Yeah, it really is. That's a heavy cost to him, but will actually take away 2 different of these camps for the time being. Aoi, meanwhile, has grabbed himself an Inviser, and too bad he's not level 6, or too bad he can't get level 6 from this camp. This one creep dying is not going to be enough for him.
Oh my god, Tralf is 50 gold away from this Blink Dagger, and he's got an Invis Lion following him around the woods. Yeah. That is so unfortunate. Okay, Lion's just going to back off here, looks like. Oh, no, he's going to meander back in.
Try and stack up this camp. Aoi will not actually block it as his Invis runs out. The rocket is just half a second late. You can't actually block those camps with the rockets, but Universe missed that slightly. This will be Tralf's almost level 7, plus having the Blink Dagger. Really good timing for him. Universe is actually going to try and intercept this.
Under attack.
Tralf, he needs to get out of here soon. They could potentially Cogs Impale. Oh, there you go.
Oh, the timing. That's so unfortunate for Aoi because there's no indicator that Sand has left his little cloud until you see him actually walking. So
right.
That's too bad. That could have been a kill. Universe had his hookup, so that's too bad.
CS-wise, not a big surprise. Again, the Shadow Fiend was having a hard time, but all of a sudden he's ahead. That's what SF does, so he's sitting at 82 and 7. Our safe lane farmer, Sphere, is actually slightly ahead of the Phantom Assassin. You can see that Yawar is having a little bit more difficult time. His supports are rotating around quite heavily. Well, the Sand King obviously jungling full-time, and then we saw Ryuza making a lot of rotations. So he's having to deal with the Clockwork solo, which is obviously why he's behind him. So,
looks like they're gonna do a rotation on. Oh, I think PPD's just dead right now.
Yeah, silence up.
Yeah.
Easy kill. And PPD unfortunately shy on level 6. Doesn't have that ability to save himself. So.
Yeah.
I do like, and this is probably the read of just knowing Yawar as a player, but Owie's sitting here in this bottom lane, like trying to keep the pressure up because they know Yawar's going to go for the greedy Battle Fury build.
Yeah, exactly. This is Owie being very annoying to Yawar here. Owie's got... Where does he get this gold from? 1,000 gold. I suppose PPD's just buying all the support items, but he's like nicely on his way to a blink dagger here, and he doesn't even have any kills or assists. So he's just...
They're gonna grab PPD again. Oh, poor guy cannot catch him right now. Silence up now. Fear is gonna be the target of Lasso, but he gets one step ahead there with the doppelganger, so he's gonna be just fine. But PPD, poor guy, like he's halfway to level 6, and once you have that, like those ganks are just red. Bottom lane, they actually do make the jump onto the Phantom Assassin. Oh no, Infinity comes in, they just barely. Oh god, he actually dies inside of it. I was watching his HP. Yeah, he dropped down to about 15, healed up a little bit more, but the last tick of the poison killed him.
Yeah, I would have felt bad for Infinity if that didn't, if that went unpunished, you know. If he had a... Oh, it clocked us off a bottle. Maybe the... Wow, it's just too much damage with the maxed out poison attack on Viper. He just ticked over. That's too bad.
We've got Sumail, who now has treads as well as his mech. Viper is not that far behind mech, though.
No. Yeah, Infinity did everything he could to stop this, but eventually, you know, it happens.
It's time to go for Sumail, but PPD is going to be intercepted by the lasso, and now with the epicenter on top of Sumail, really good teamwork, but oh no, the Embodied Shield still comes out. Traum is dead. Sumail turning this fight is going to try and take people out with his double damage, and they just can't finish him off. Unfortunately, MJW had the really fast reaction there of grabbing PPD and pulling him away, but it still wasn't enough. They couldn't get enough damage.
5-manning mid now too. Fear TP'd in as well, so here we go with the 5-man.
Middle tower is under attack.
Never mind, they're just gonna go back to farming. They realized that the rotations came from EHUG side as well, so they just don't want to test it. They know they have the late game, which they do.
Alright, tier 1 tower will drop down to nothing, and Infinity will take the opportunity to deny it. Meanwhile, you're going to see Universe going for a fast blade mail. Not a big surprise up against these two heavy nuke, heavy supports.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But mainly the Skywrath Mage, who's super squishy. Clockwork blade mail is very good versus
and PA too, honestly. Before she goes for BKB, she can just explode herself on Clock. And if she wastes her jump on Clock and he blade mails, she can't get out of the cogs. She wastes her jumps. Pretty nice. Both of the mids have the exact same build right now. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, our Viper just slightly behind, but again, not a surprise. So already the Ogre Club purchased by Sumail, so going to that BKB next. Trout is going to have to deal with a bit of invasion in his own jungle. And Sumail comes in and just takes that camp with one raise. And we'll start clearing through the whole entire camp. Looks like PPD's just going to kind of fall around. Meanwhile, top lane, they're going to try and go for Fear here, and they may get him. The doppelganger is already been used, so Fear's got no way out. And MJW now on a killing spree is going to have a fast force staff after what was having to deal with a pretty rough off lane.
You know what? They're making up for the fact that EG is out farming them by just getting kills across the map. It's 7-2, so this is a really nice way to shut them down, because not only does it you know, get you gold, it keeps the PL from farming too, so that's really nice. The more you can slow down his diffusal blade, the better off you are, because that's going to be so annoying. You just diffuse off anything, like even lasso, so.
Yeah.
Not of himself, of course.
And it kind of punishes him for going for the Hand of Midas build, which I do like on the Phantomizer here, but they are trying to punish it as much as possible. Sumail does have his ultimate. He's invisible. It's a level 2 ultimate too. So next time Trout sets in with a sandstorm, or is hold still,
he's dead.
Yeah, bye Trout. Boom. Oh, that's completely unexpected. Now Sumail instant TP out, and with all these slows.
Oh man!
Too bad the Centaur.
Yeah, if Infinity could have ran up to the Centaur, it would have stopped him.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been such a play. But I don't think I think he Jeez, I can't speak. He just couldn't get through the trees with the pathing. So I don't know if that was new pathing or he was blocked by something, but he just couldn't get through. I'm sure that he was trying though, because I saw his hero run back and forth. So that'd be hilarious, man. I've seen it happen.
We've seen how they definitely tried to shut down the Phantom Lancer with these rotations, but again, Yawara is just kind of left in this situation where he's having a dagger for all of his CS. Obviously, it's not helping him out too much. I do love how passive he's playing. As we saw earlier, I really expected, oh, jump ban, Universe just caught Ryuza. He's going to drop the ultimate, though. Universe is going to drop very low. He may not even get the kill. Yawar and Trout just jump on that guy. Finish off Universe. He doesn't get the kill. He feeds Yawar a little bit of well-needed gold as his Battle Fury still is not finished up.
Yeah, he went for the max rocket build, so his battery assault just not doing enough damage to kill off the Skywrath mage. Skywrath just turns, destroys him.
8-3. 16 minutes in. We do have this bottom lane push. It looks like Evil Genius is reading that. Not going to try and contest. Instead, they're going to try and push down the 2-1 tower top lane and make this a trade-off. Or take back.
Stealing the ancient stack with the second DD of the game.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He's going for the also has his BKB, so that's pretty huge considering that the Radiant side is pretty much all magic damage at this point. So,
do you agree with the Phantom Lancer's build here and not going for more levels of Doppelganger and having that escape up a little bit more often? He goes for stats, 4-1-1, and then 2 levels in ultimate, and then stats.
Yeah, I think it's good. I think maxing Phantom Rush is like pretty useless. I think his idea his idea of the game right now is that he just wants to get farm up, kind of like the burning anti-mage build. Of course, he's gonna max the nuke, but he's just planning on staying the jungle and farming until we'll probably see him get higher levels when they start pushing down towers. So diffuse a blade, and he picked up a Basilius too, so pretty nice.
And we have Blink Dagger on Howie's Lion.
How does he do that?
Picked it up like 16 minutes in.
Well, I know how he did it actually. He hasn't bought a single support item.
Yeah. PPD has been kind of bearing that load, but at least he's got Tranquils.
Yeah, so he's got his Tranquils up and almost max both his heals right now. So he's playing the super defensive Abaddon, which is I think is the right way to play him nowadays. I think the people used to do the Curse of Avernus and get phase boots and run at people and build, but I think that's not what Abaddon's best role is. I think this way, especially with how strong the cores are and how aggressive the cores can be on EG, it's definitely good to get the heals and the shield maxed.
Evil Geniuses are very grouped up right now, and it's obvious, like, this is the period of time where Batrider pickoffs are very prevalent. You've got the Viper as well, who's, you know, sometimes looking for those kills, so it makes a lot of sense that they're trying to group up a little bit more. They just abandon their safe lane for a while Fear is farming up the jungle. Just basically fully dodges Ryuza as well as MGW's. Oh, there he goes. Finger death to finish him off. MGW is on his way. He's got a Blink Dagger, and it looks like they're going to try and go for out here. Maybe. Yep, he gets him with the lasso, pulls him back into infinity. Support for a support. At least they force rotations for Evil Geniuses, so worth it for them, especially since Sand King was decently farmed. He's actually slowed down quite a bit just because he hasn't gotten any kills himself. And he's actually dying quite a bit. Once the SF invis, that time to that gank. I actually don't remember the time he died.
Tralf is playing very Tralfy with the Sand King. Has his blink, but he still opts to just keep farming up. So probably see him pick up the Veil of Discord. So he's unfortunate that the Lion blink reveal was just on him in the jungle, because like you said, he's just been really stagnating in terms of farm because he hasn't been getting any kills, so he's just been trying to farm up and dying, so too bad.
Universe now has his Blade Mail. 3-man smoke from Evil Geniuses. Howie smells as well as PPD. If they find it really important here, they can go into Roshan after this. Or they can just...
This will be the BKB reveal too, so this is a really good time to take a fight for EG.
Looks like they do see Infinity. Trout now comes in. He pops that smoke. He's going to be able to stun up Sumail. Try and lock it down. The silence goes down. Infinity going to be taken out here as he's slowed down by Fear with that defusal purge. And Ryuza as well as Trout will just get themselves out of there. They lost one hero to that 3-man smoke, plus another rotation from Universe and Fear, so 5-man mid. For one hero, not bad, but you know, Evil Geniuses, that was just a setup for Roshan.
Here's the Rosh you talked about. Yeah, we're going straight to the Rosh pick. Nice little invis here to pick up for Sumail as well.
And this is the best thing for EHUG. I mean, they accept what happened, and they really try and make the best of the situation. You know Roshan's going up. Stop it. Yeah. They just Viper is like a large part of your DPS, so instead, try and take top lane, or at least put some pressure on that tower, so you can take it later.
I actually think they're going to kill Rosh so fast that they can TP and defend that tower. So it's pretty sad for EHUG, because they can just, oh, they do have vision on them, so they know that no rotations have happened yet, and they see that Universe is moving into the jungle right now, so... UR's just gonna take this tower, I guess. Maybe opting not to defend it, they're just gonna maybe 5-man bottom tower.
Did they not have a whole lot of vision, like 6 minutes ago, or are they overly investing in this period of time right now? I'm talking about the fact that they have 3 different wards up on the enemy jungle. That's a heavy amount of vision. I believe a 4th ward just recently died. But a lot of times you don't see, if you have more than like 2 wards on the map, it means you're investing a lot of vision in that period of time. It means you sometimes may not have vision later into the game.
Yeah, that's exactly true. I think the reason is because they were saving the wards when they were pushing up here. They were 5-man, so they just believed they didn't need the wards, so they're just going to place them on them surprisingly aggressively. I suppose it's because they think that they're going to get pick off the Bat Rider in their jungle, which like Sumail found their mind. They're just dancing around here a little bit.
Tower is under attack.
Yep, so unable to find a pick-off, Evil Geniuses will just push down that Tier 1 tower, let Fear take over the jungle. Meanwhile, you have EHUG doing something very, very similar, pushing in the top lane, trying to babysit UR, and it's not Mask of Madness time. You said the last time that we watched EHUG, UR loves to go for Battle Fury and Mask of Madness afterwards, and that's one of his most common NEL builds. But it seems like maybe he's felt like this is a wiser build.
He may have strayed away from that build after maybe getting dominated with it before, because it's so incredibly greedy, and I don't think that he's going to be able to safely farm anywhere for the rest of the game other than the enemy jungle. So I don't think getting a Mask of Madness is smart here. I think he wants to build for the late game now.
So what was his build last time? Helmet Dominator, obviously. Good.
I think he went for the Lincoln Sphere, but that was because of the Bat Rider.
Yeah, I like it. Alright, drop grab. Sumail, of course, we saw the BKB as well, so they're not really trying to force anything too much. Oh, jump in there for the first He's going to be a good pause. Bounce Skyrim Mage forward, Infinity backwards, and kind of locked in MJW to using that Firefly. Really surprised that EHUG even tried to take that fight. I suppose they knew that some people were missing. Some people were in the middle lane, so they knew it was only 3 heroes there, but it's the three cores of Evil Geniuses plus an Aegis.
Yeah, the 3 tankiest, spookiest heroes of EG, and Sumail's got a second life, bro. Pretty much 3 lives with his BKB, so not the best time to take a fight. Fortunately, it's the super, like, 6-roll support that died, so Ryuza not worth all that much at this point.
I'm really surprised they just didn't. I thought they were in a great position earlier where they were pushing in that tier 2 top, because I was like, oh, well, you don't want to fight Evil Geniuses anyway, right? So if you can make trades, that's a perfect position. Why do you think they actually backed up? Did they want to fight, or were they just scared of pushing that top lane and maybe getting caught?
I think like you said, they saw that people were on different places in the map, and they're like, okay, this is our opportunity. Like, we've seen them fighting all game while EG has been farming. And then, so more of kind of the same attitude. They see an opportunity to maybe take a fight, because it's like a sure way to snowball, is to take a really nice fight when there's a disadvantage on the enemy side. So opting to go for that, unfortunately, it didn't matter, because Sumail's just so incredibly tanky, and Universe with the good hook just ended their little fight with the Skyrim.
So we've got. What is this? Is this actually Lincoln's here for Bird? Yeah. Lincoln's for Fear to be able to deal with the Bat Rider. So that'll definitely help out a lot. Perhaps this kind of Mage Silence will be caught by the information, though likely. We do have a very traditional build by UR. He's not doing anything fancy with his Phantom Assassin this time around. Battle Fury straight into, well, more than Mask, of course, but then going for the BKB after that, so pretty standard build so far.
It's interesting to see him not pick up the
the Dominator?
The full Dominator, because the diffusal play damage is physical damage, and the damage from Shadow being physical. Maybe he just the big problem for him at this point is he's just so worried. I mean, we haven't seen him get hexed or lioned at all, other than in the early game. But maybe that reason for that is because he has to play so back because he's so worried of getting hexed. So yeah, maybe anticipating that he needs to. He's going to need to do a lot of work in these team fights as the frontliner, because they don't really have another one at this point.
They split up a little bit there. Oh, this is just in time with Aegis. Really good read by them. They're going to go for the Smoke Ink right as that fades. Now they're going to try and go. They see Fear. Do they see the Lincolns? I'm hoping so. I think that's the reason MJW is not jumping just yet. Infinity shows himself, and they're just going to kind of wait this one out. Fear sees everything now.
Oh, they think, yeah, they think Door.
They shouldn't really be picked off here even. Doppelgangers backwards there. Clockwork trying to go for the hook on Ryuzov. Ryuzov's going to be picked here. He was just so far forward. There's not much that E-Hug could do to really save him anymore. So
yeah, he was kind of positioning with the Blink Dagger heroes, but yeah, he doesn't have one of those, so...
Oh, they actually do him. Blink forward, grabs Yuan. There goes the Hank. They're going to get a secondary kill out of this one. I thought he was actually going to be good to get out, but Evil Genius is just a bit too quick to catch up. And
oh god.
That'll now Mirren. Do they actually go in? They don't have an Aegis this time around. It would seem a little bit risky, but at the same time, they're pushing in with 40 seconds on the PA. This could either force a buyback, or in this case, just get some free tier 3 damage.
Given the defensive items of EG right now, they're pretty much immortal because they're all magic damage at this point. Like, they're still all magic damage. PA is just kind of a non-factor because he's just gonna get disabled. But oh, they're opting to TV back and just defend. Maybe. Oh, did they see the Batrider with the ward? They're just making a beeline for him. I don't know how they know he's there.
They ward up. They do see MJW now. He's going to catch him with the Hex, but Infinity's already here. They're going to be able to throw out the Hawk, but oh, the neutral creep blocked Universe, and now this is completely disaster here. Is Universe going to be caught by the lasso? He may still kill him, though. Battery assaults, they will right-click him down, plus the mech from Infinity keeps MJW alive. So the hunt for the Batrider, the hunted actually becomes the hunter there. Able to get 2 kills on Evil Geniuses.
I'm really wondering why they did that with no ward vision. That's very, very ballsy of them, and there we saw it just not pay off with the good rotations on EO, knowing that the TPs were coming back for the Batrider, and then the flare comes out through, so they're just like, oh man, this guy's chasing us. They're chasing us. Let's fight them. Let's do them.
Yeah.
And they just kill them.
Because of that, they get the tier 2 in the top lane, and will try and take away some of the jungle. I wonder if they just like none of E-Hug really showed themselves on a tier 3 tower, right? At the bottom lane. Like, they didn't actually pose for a push by Evil Genius.
Yeah.
So
no, they did.
Maybe Evil Genius just like naturally assumed like, oh, we kind of showed ourselves pushing. Naturally, there's going to be some heroes in this part of the map, and once we see the Batrider this far up, it's so unlikely.
You know what? I think that's exactly what happened. I think they were kind of doing like a cheeky bait play by doing that. They're like, oh, they think we're going to be pushing. Let's just go. Let's kill them right now. Let's win the game. Like, kill. So, yeah, I definitely think that's exactly what happened. Because they didn't have ward vision. That was just kind of like a responsive play there.
Yeah. Trout. Not sure if it's out of danger or out of just being a really big annoyance, but he leaves 1 creep left in that medium camp. Was farming kind of aggressively. Fear may be caught here. Now, he does have a Lincoln, so it's a little difficult to deal with him, and Doppelganger's not up for another 2 seconds. They can silence him or just lock him down to get the lasso, and Fear no way out of there. A really big pick-off. He had a
very high-value kill right there. They needed that.
Probably lost a good amount of gold here. Let's see. Yeah, he lost about 500 gold. They got 900. Oh, wow. Epicenter kill.
Solo kill from the top. That's huge.
Yeah, that's 4 staff for him. Pretty important to help himself out, but also allies up against the Clockwork.
Yeah, the Cogs. Yeah, that's and the Hex too. The Hex stun. They're facing away. You can just save them. So that was a support versus support fight, and E-Hug won. So that's pretty huge.
So we're probably going to have a little bit of down period while EG are dead and E-Hug are farming up right now. I want to talk about this Viper. Now, Blitz and I had a good discussion about Viper earlier, which is like he felt like, in general, the meta was kind of steering away from the Ags build on Viper, and we saw Benjis go for a very non-traditional build, very damage-oriented, went for like S and Y, got a Mjolnir at one point because they were actually dealing with a Phantom Lancer. What do you think about that? Do you think that Aghanims was still the right build here for Infinity in this game, or do you think he should have gone for a more right-click oriented
I do agree that I think the meta is straying away from the Aghanims just because people are building stuff like Sasha, Yasha, Scotty, just going super tank and, you know, just kind of fighting. But I do think this game that it's really good just because you're dealing with a Shadow Fiend with BKB and a PL with Lincoln Sphere. So the other disables from E-Hug are getting more and more useless. So he can pump the Lincolns from afar. He can put it on the BKB units that otherwise couldn't be as slow and so forth. So I think it's a good choice here. Although I would probably wager with anyway. Just his style.
Alright, so we saw Evil Geniuses sneak into the Roshan pit. Not sure if E-Hug were willingly giving that one up or just not really aware that Roshan could be up yet. Feels like they're actually very much like they got 2 pickoffs, but they didn't really try and push their advantage too much. It seems like they really want to just stick back and farm for the time being and stay away from EG, except for when they get those occasional
Dire's
pickoffs.
top tower is under attack.
It's so rough to just give up rush like that because I think that EG has a better late game lineup.
Radiant's
and,
middle tower is
giving
under
away
attack.
rush like that means there's like another 5 minutes that you just can't take a fight, which is very difficult when you have heroes that want to tanking Skyra. Pretty much the whole team of E-Hug wants to fight, so, and they can't just because of their position in these games. They need to get some important pickoffs soon.
Well, let's talk about the late game potential here a little bit. Like E-Hug, they do have this really solid, decently late game hero in the Phantom Assassin. Like the biggest danger is being kited in the late game with 4 staffs, Ghost Scepters, low BKB timer, but is a very solid late game carry through and through. Is it just because EG have the SF and the Phantom Lancer that makes you think they have better late game?
I think the Lion plays a huge part in the late game potential too because he's I wouldn't say underrated because I think people rate Lion very highly, but I would say that he's maybe undervalued as a late game hero just because he's the hex into stun is so unreal. It's like a comp. Usually you have like a core. Oh, they're going on top.
Yeah, they're gonna try and drop the bomb on the Sumail. Easily pops the BKB, turns around, gets on the ultimate. They will finish off the Skyrim mage who was hexed up. Now going for Trump as well. Yawar, who jumped in trying to get away, but is now gonna be hexed up. Pops the BKB, jumps over to Infinity. That's still gonna be a lot of BKB. These heroes are quite fast too. Universe.
Oh, Universe, what are you doing?
Oh my God, he's too far forward. Does actually get the heal at the right time. Yawar, he's now in some trouble. Spear's gonna try and jump into him. They need some help. To the right side to Infinity underneath the tier 4 tower. Then JW comes in with a nice force staff. It looks like Yawar will be able to get out the plans. No, they can't even survive through that. Evil Geniuses just diving past tier 4 and tier 3 towers. No problem. And with the sustain offered from a mech as well as PPDs are back, themselves very healthy.
Oh God, the dives. And there you go with what I was saying with the Lion. It's just the plethora of disables. Look like they can dive with this new pattern. They can't turn around to do any damage because they're just disabled by the Scotty, the Hex, the spikes, the cogs. God, annoying.
Very. Still on the Aegis on tier. They've already given up the top lane interaction. It seems like E-Hug. I mean, just looking at the network board, it was actually very close for a long time. I mean, we had about a 2,500 lead for EG, but that's it. And all of a sudden, just one, I would call that definitely a mistake from E-Hug to try and go on Sumail like that without either, like, doing Epicenter first or having some extra heroes come with them or something. Like, they kind of poked at him, but knew they wouldn't ever kill him. I'm not sure if they were trying to...
It's the Scotty factor, man. It's the Scotty factor. He was so tanky. They couldn't do it.
I mean,
no matter how much they tried.
He easily got off mech and
Radiant's
BKB.
middle barracks are under
he was
attack.
happy when they went on him, man. Oh God, this was I wouldn't say dead even, but even with the out farming from EG, EHUG was still getting more kills. I mean, for God's sake, they have more kills right now, even after that. Like, this was looking good for them, but now it's so tough.
So our build for the Phantom Lancer, we didn't really mention it, but earlier he did pick up a Manta. He's got another 3,800, naturally assuming that we go for a Heart next. But is that what your thought process is, Jenkins, or do we see another Scotty?
I would say Scotty.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah? Okay.
I guess we'll see. But the Scotty, the illusion damage from Scotty is insane. So I think. Oh,
good point.
BKB, totally wrong. Yeah, BKB. That's a responsible item choice, I think.
Yeah, he just can't die now. I mean,
yeah, he can. That's maybe we'll see a Scotty next, or maybe a really late Sanjin Yasha. Although, why would you go for a 4-man Scotty when you get Scotty?
Yep, that's a question that I think a couple of players have asked themselves in some of our recent matches, where they get a lot of farm and they're just like, why would I go SNY now when I could just build a Scotty?
Just build a Scotty first.
Yeah. So Evil Geniuses, they no longer have the Aegis, but they're still going to be pushing in anyway. They've got Sumail on the front lines here. Infinity jumping forward with his blink, but the quick blink response there from Sumail. One step ahead. And Evil Geniuses can either choose to continue pressuring on. I mean, they still got their BKBs and everything else. They're still looking very, very good. Or they can wait for Roshan. MJW, his smoke actually does pop there. And forced to. Now they're going to jump on Sumail now. He does still have it. Still turn off, gets off the BKB. Marsh jumping on the Sumail, trying to do whatever damage he can. He actually gets Sumail, but not quite. Finally, he dies from MJW's fire, but it's still disaster there for EHUG. The buyback comes out from Trump, but they do not have the buyback from Yawar. As Fear's running down the supports. Some of the supports on EG get quite low. Infinity's trying to take advantage of every single one of them. BKD, his ultimate finally fades. Infinity will be able to get that kill. Johnny Walker comes in on the ground. Gets a good ultimate, will finish off Howie. Now Fear turns onto him. Fear taking some damage though from the poison of Infinity. But he's forced to blink himself away from Fear just because he is so pesky with all those illusions on him.
God, I didn't see who won the brother fight. That was just a mad fight between
Radiant's
Yawar
middle
and,
barracks are under attack.
I'm pretty sure Yawar died, and then Sumail died to the pull on the fire from MJW.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, God, that was a brother fight until MJW had to ruin it with his lasso.
It felt like that was baited out really well. Like maybe the damage was a bit unexpected, or maybe they were just like, fine, Sumail can die. But like Sumail being that far forward kind of baited them because they're like, oh, we can instantly stun Sumail, right, and try and pop him before he gets off the BKB. But the problem was like immediately his body shield goes off and then he gets off the BKB, and so they can't actually finish him off with like the magic damage plus the Phantom Assassin really quickly.
Yeah, that's God, both of the heroes just life-stealing so much in that fight. That was quite the Tralfin Universe finding each other in the woods.
Yeah. Universe does have his hook shot, but of course we have Sandstorm, Blink, Force Staff. There's just no way to lock down the Sand Kings.
Tralfin, you're not gonna wait 40 seconds, Tralfin. Please tell me you're not gonna wait 40 seconds in epicenter. Okay.
Maybe
he might. Oh, they smoked up and.
They got Ryu's on. He draws where they're running. See whether or not they can actually catch up. Though Evil Geniuses are backing up to their tier 2 tower. Meanwhile, they've got a couple of heroes in the enemy jungle. Once again, carry plus. Oh, they're going to jump on his Sumail here. This could be really big. Howie comes in, trying to hit the impale, but not quite good enough. The Force Staff one step ahead of that stun. He does at least get the Hex onto Infinity and blinks himself ahead. Infinity unable to catch up. Now they pop the BKB there on the Phantom Assassin, which feels like a bit of a loss there because Evil Geniuses may still try and initiate, or at least kind of peck at EHUG if they try and push in.
Attack.
That's a big kill. PPD was just nowhere near to save him in that situation like he normally does. So
yeah.
Nice smoke coming up from although MJW I don't think was smoke, but still nice pickoff. Really nice pickoff.
And the late Mask of Madness, where you are. I mean, I can kind of understand it. At this point, like, it's going to increase your damage a lot, and you might as well go all in. So, like, you're basically
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Breaking the link into Fear, that's pretty nice. They can maybe get a lasso on him in 2 seconds. Once or so, that could be.
Dire's middle tower has been denied.
Sumail does have buyback, but it's he has no soul, so it's kind of a terrible buyback.
Yeah. They're also dealing with these pushes in the top lane. Top lane pushing in. Bottom lane also had a very large creep wave, so E-Hug say, you know, it's not worth it. Back it up. Farm up some more. Trout, he's got 1,500 gold. That's basically buyback in hand. Who else does have a buyback? It's just Yawar. Actually, Trout, I didn't notice this, but he blew buyback a while back in that last team fight, I guess.
Did he?
Yeah, I think that's when he came in with the epicenter.
Oh yeah,
that was his second knife right there.
Okay, no wonder the epi was so late in the team fight.
Yeah.
Good epi. It did do a lot, like granted, but I was just wondering why he didn't get off right at the start. So he must have just died and bought back. So he doesn't have enough now. Kind of unfortunate.
It's always a little difficult trying to do Roshan with the Bat Rider hanging around.
Yeah,
some of their vision. But fortunately for them, they're more than powerful enough just to push back the Bat Rider by invading the jungle, maybe pushing the bottom lane before they go back and do Roshan again. As it is going to be
kind of running.
Oh wow, JW does get caught. He does get a force down from an ally in the neck as well, but another force down, not quite good enough. Infinity's now going to be caught by his heels apart. They're trying to help him out. Ryuza even like putting himself on the front line and then comes in. He's going to go but they don't get the 2 cores. They just keep on trudging forward. Yawar did a good job out. He's now going to be jumping to the carry, but GG has already been called. Yawar knows he can't slip through this. Infinity, he knows it too. E-Hug will be losing game number 1 up against Evil Geniuses, but honestly a very respectable performance. I mean, I didn't feel like X was so good.
No, absolutely not. It was like 2,500 gold lead for EG just for like the whole game, and even that's with towers and stuff, so yeah, definitely respectable. Getting off really nice pickoffs on EG.
So it all came down to like that one fight that they tried to jump on Sumail and just they crippled themselves with that, but you know, other than that, EG were kind of ahead, but it was still a close match.